While we wait, I know quite a lot of limericks. We're only doing this because of the insane demands of security, which neither Dinesh nor I asked for. We didn't want to be protected from you people.
Go to our friend in the mezzanine.
Okay, my question is to both of the speakers. Does religion provide a survival advantage? And either one. And if you do think it provides a survival advantage, that implies it's purely a construct of the human mind. And I mean, I think you can argue both sides, and it might lead you to a problem.
Well, I do think that religion provides a survival advantage, but it in no way follows that religion is untrue. I think that reason provides a survival advantage. We developed large brains, for example, to elude woolly mammoths and so on, or at least the challenges of nature. And yet that doesn't mean reason is untrustworthy as a means of doing logic or trying to understand planetary rotations and so on. So religion could be both a source of solidarity, which it clearly is. Look, the vast majority of people from the beginning of history in all cultures have been religious. So from a Darwinian point of view, you have to concede that religion has a powerful survival advantage. Now earlier, a young lady asked a question that was treated as silly when she was talking about lying and stealing, but I think the deeper import of that question is this. Religion is ultimately a reason for hope in the idea of cosmic justice. And what I mean by that is that life is very unfair. We believe in justice, and we say what goes around comes around and stuff like that. But we know it's not true, right? Many times the bad guy ends up on top, and many times the good guy comes to grief. So all the religions of the world are in some senses asserting that that may be the terrestrial word on things, but it's not the final word. I mean, look at Hinduism. If you were a lousy guy in this life, hey, we're going to be seeing you as a cockroach in the next life. Cosmic justice. So, the survival advantage of religion is multiple. I mean, number one, it is the sole tested means of transmitting morality to the young, right? In every culture, if you ask someone, where did you learn about right and wrong? He says, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Hindu. Now, true, we can probably do it by philosophy, but I've yet to meet a guy who says, I got my morality from Hegel. So we can talk all we want about philosophy, but the truth of it is religion has delivered the goods as being the transmission belt of conveying morality. What about hope in life and a sense of purpose? When there was the Virginia Tech massacre, how come that secular campus suddenly became a kind of cathedral in which everyone was invoking consolation and God? In other words, my point is religion, by giving a sense of purpose and meaning to life, by ultimately answering the large questions that science has proved radically incapable of even entertaining. I mean, science doesn't even ask why there is a universe, and only purports to describe how we got a universe. So science is answering, in this case, a very different question than the one posed by religion. So if you imagine two tribes, a secular tribe that basically says we're descended from the amoebas, we've come from nowhere, we're going nowhere, morality is stuff we make up as we go along, and another group of people who believe we're the special creation of God, history has a purpose, your life has a purpose, that even if no one else loves you, there's a God who loves you, and that there is an eternal life to reward the just. Which of those two camps is more likely to survive and prosper? I also want to point out, you mentioned a moment ago, wishful thinking. Somebody asked me about the survival advantage, and so I answered in those terms. But I do want to point out that wishful thinking is always punished in evolutionary terms. From an evolutionary point of view, it makes absolutely no sense to entertain a set of beliefs about the afterlife that are in fact illusionary. To see this, imagine two rabbits, one of which is, you might say, the religious rabbit, and the other is the atheist rabbit. And they are both being pursued by a lion. The atheist rabbit goes, I have only one life to live, I better run like hell. The religious rabbit goes, I got another life waiting for me that's even better. Which rabbit is more likely to survive? The point I'm trying to make is, from an evolutionary point of view, religion is very expensive. People who much poorer than we are built pyramids and cathedrals. They invested a lot of money in this. My point is, why would these things survive if they were illusions? Why wouldn't evolution encourage atheist points of view to survive? Because they are based on a more hard-headed assessment of the world in front of us.